health organization said, what if we encouraged greater transit access, greater mobility, and connected that with the SNAP card, so you make sure that people are eating healthier, and then tracked reductions in obesity, reductions in asthma rate. What could that do? In addition, we can create information at these stations. What are the jobs available there? What's the housing available there? So that people know, could I live here? I like it here. Is this a place I could work? Is this a place I could find affordable housing? But do it on a panel that's a community information panel. You don't have to have only a computer or only a handheld. It's something that's available to anyone. In addition, we want this to be incorporated into the Metro Tap card. And the reason is that for the average commuter, federally, you can have in pre-tax dollars up to $230 a month pre-tax if you spend it on public transportation. Well, if you encourage this entire package to be on your tap card, then you can actually start connecting up how many people took some of these options and then took the bus, then took the train. Look at then that information that comes back so that we could tell Metro that the stations that had these mobility hubs were 50% more productive in terms of encouraging people to take transit than others. These are very, very important statistics as we are working with scarce transportation dollars that are always looking for performance metrics. Right now, performance metrics are the big unknown, and you are going to help us with that, because the more that we can talk about efficiency in the system, increasing ridership, the more that's going to be invested in these smart solutions. So this is a little bit about who our partners are. Bike Nation, I just wanted to talk to you about them. They are right now operating in Fullerton and Long Beach. They have airless tires, no chains on the bikes, and the reason is that they're much harder to walk away with, and they're harder for you to have accidents on. You don't get your pants stuck in the chains, and then you have fewer breakdowns. But in addition, they have GPS tracking. So we had a Ciclavia event where we had 200 bikes and just loaned them out to anyone, and only one didn't come back, and they found it within 30 minutes. That's going to help us in a system where people are looking for these other opportunities, and the first 30 minutes are free. So for people who are low income, who just want to get it to a few stations, this is a free system if they do short trips. And for people who do an hour of biking, it's $1.50 one way. The environmental benefits of Zipcar. They save an average of $600 a month compared to owning a car. Each shared car takes about 15 private cars off the road, and they reduce vehicle ownership by 50%. But look at these CO2 emissions. If you can reduce your CO2 personally by 1,100 to 1,600 pounds a year, what have we done for the air quality and the overall environmental benefits of our system? So, and we reduce the driving 40% fewer miles. This is a huge change. That car is going to be used only when it's needed, and when it's not on the road getting in everybody else's way. Avis bought Zipcar, and the fleet in Southern California is 50,000 vehicles, 3,000 people are employed, and there are 150 off-airport locations. Just to show you how much demand there is for programs like this. They started with 5 cars in July of 2013 and now have 35 cars. A 700% jump in demand because people know that this system works. Bike stations, secure bike parking. If you've ever been to Union Station in Washington, D.C., they have won numerous architecture awards for the bike stations here. What's important about modules like this for people who want to build new projects is that FAST and others have put together some zoning opportunities and building ordinances that, see, this stores 32 bikes. Well, right now, in the city of Los Angeles, and it's going to be adopted in other cities around the county, if you provide 4 bike parking spaces, it is the equivalent of 1 car space. And if you're a developer, 1 underground parking car space is $40,000. So actually, this takes the place, it can fit in what is the equivalent of 1 car parking space, but you've eliminated the need to build 8 parking spaces. You've just saved this person, this developer, $320,000, and you've created an opportunity for more people to use the system. Why FEMIMA? Well, FEMIMA is a experienced partner operating with the Family Mart stores in Japan. And many of you may recognize the Family Mart brand from the classic movie Sharknado that was out. It was one of the sharks actually zoomed by a Family Mart store. But one of the things that was really important about FEMIMA and its commitment to transit access is this. They have a store on Broadway Boulevard, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with Broadway in downtown Los Angeles, but it has a number of striations of income. And all hours, day and night, lots of people working, lots of people wanting to take transit. Well, right now, they have increased the number of Tap Pass sales to 5,000 a month. And what's interesting is that 31% of the Tap Passes are senior and disabled. Why? Because they have a safe place to rest. They have a safe place to wait for that bus. They have a safe place to, be in some place where they feel that there are other people watching them, it's well lit, and they can use transportation. But what's important about our economic development opportunities is that if we create more of these concierge models, each store has 10 to 15 employees, and people can own and operate franchises for these opportunities. And would you rather wait for a bus, especially knowing that these apps are very, very accurate as to when buses are coming, would you rather wait for a bus in a well-lit store or on a semi and mostly poorly lit street corner? That's really what people are asking for. They want this concierge model. So what are some other benefits of changing our information architecture around transit? Well, for example, the express lanes on the 110 and the 10 freeway have now been one of the best ways to show people the value of carpooling, vanpooling, and taking a bus, because those who go only by single driver are having to pay, but everybody else does not. So if we could create ride matching opportunities, bus opportunities, people are going to use this because they're going faster for free. And right now, 9 million people have taken these lanes just by bus, and more are going by carpool and vanpool. In fact, somebody suggested that works on the express lanes in Orange County that express lanes are the gateway drug to carpooling. And that is that if you realize that you just paid $10 and all you need is one more person in your car and you pay nothing, what are you going to do? But how could IA help us to ride match and get people in that system? And here are the environmental benefits of when we do. Lastly, I wanted to connect this to our next speaker, and that is to the LA River. And another project we're working on is the 6th Street Viaduct. And it's going to be the replacement of the 6th Street Bridge. And what is now being discussed is not just replacing one bridge for another, but it's adding bike lanes, it's adding river connectivity to bike paths here and to all the activation that's going to happen along the river, and a station at 6th Street. Well, what if we could create some information as to what are the available lots to start building job creation opportunities, affordable housing opportunities, so that we could, in the 3 years that it's going to take to activate this space, that we already have the job opportunities and residential opportunities waiting to happen and waiting to use these multimodal, environmentally superior methods. I wanted to tell you, you guys are all very creative, and here are your votes for what would be your ideal transit option. I did like the teleportation. That was very good. And, but look at, people do want a multimodal trip, and many of you, I am proud to say, voted for more than one, because you do want to use all these. And for Jen, people did ask for hovercraft, so I tried to plan out what we could do at 6th Street. Anyway, thank you very much, and I look forward to your projects.